If you invested your first stimulus check into Bitcoin, it would roughly be $10,000 at today's price, around $56,000 at the time of this recording. That's a return on investment of 751%. We're going to cover different scenarios if you invested that first stimulus check into different cryptocurrencies and what your return could have been if you sold at the time of this recording. Some of this is actually shocking if you were able to find those small cap gems or even just go into Bitcoin. We're going to cover that. We're also going to go into future price predictions if you were to invest in Bitcoin, Ethereum, and other altcoins, what potentially you could grow it to based on what analysts and what prominent figures in the financial space are saying. Also, stay till the end of the video, and I'm going to share my own personal strategies of what I would do if I was getting the stimulus check now, a beginner strategy, and also an advanced strategy of what I would do. Unfortunately, I'm not getting the stimulus package, my girlfriend is, and one of these strategies is what I'm going to be using for my girlfriend. Did you get your stimulus check yet? You can use the IRS stimulus tracker. It's called Get My Payment. You can go directly to the link, which is irs.gov/coronavirus/get-my-payment. I'll leave a link in the description below. Check that out if you're still confused if you're going to be getting a payment or not, and you want to know if you're eligible. Also, think about this. If you invested that first stimulus check into Ethereum, it would roughly be $13,000. If you invested in Cardano and you found a low cap gem similar, that was about 3 cents, now is about $1.21 at the time of recording, you would have about $48,000. If you found a small cap gem, this would be the equivalent of finding Theta, solid fundamentals, solid project, solid partnerships, 7 cents. Now is about $6.97. You would have $119,000. Coronavirus is a deeply saddening world crisis where most of us know multiple people who have died. But as prominent figures in the crypto space have called it, this has been one of the most bullish things to happen inside crypto. Not only because of the stimulus money, but because there were more people stuck at home, interest grew in investing, in stocks, and in cryptocurrency. Because the same Zoom calls, Netflix and chilling got really old really quick. So we had to find new ways of diversifying our attention and finding ways to not be bored out of our minds. The third stimulus check has just been deposited, which comes from this overall $1.9 trillion COVID relief package. This money injection into the economy is now whetting the appetite to invest further into stocks, into Bitcoin. Because Mizuho's Capital's recent survey has estimated that about 10% of the $380 billion might be invested in stocks and Bitcoin. Caveat here is it's a small sample size of about 235 Americans, only about 200 expecting to receive the stimulus. So take this with a grain of salt of how you would extrapolate this to the whole entire United States and all the people getting the stimulus money. Let's play around with the fantasy and the idea, and let's pretend, what if you invested this third stimulus check? I'm not a financial advisor. This is not financial advice. This is my opinion. Should be used for entertainment and informational purposes only. But it'll be fun anyways. Let's do some of this mental gymnastics and figure this out. First, your gains are not going to be as dramatic as the first stimulus because the market crashed. It was a world crisis and everything was on quote unquote a fire sale. And Bitcoin at that time on April 12th was only 6,906. So if we're gonna play this game, we have to think, what could Bitcoin be worth at the end of this bull run, or at the end of 2021? Let's use all the different price predictions from all of the people who've been inside the media and prominent figures within the financial space. I've held a price target of 100,000 per Bitcoin by the end of 2021 since I publicly wrote about it in 2019. This is from Morgan Creek Digital co-founder Anthony Pompliano. A lot of people in crypto space know about him. A lot of people follow his newsletter, including myself. He was recently interviewed on CNBC about his thoughts on cryptocurrency and Bitcoin. Not only him, but also Anthony Scaramucci. He's the guy who's famous as Trump's communication director for only being in the job for 11 days. But he's also a hedge fund manager. So he wasn't only just the 11-day Trump communications director. He also has said Bitcoin could easily trade at 100,000 in the next 12 months. And then now Corey Klippstein, a chief executive of the Bitcoin buying app called Swan Bitcoin, has said, with the caveats of past performance not being an indicator of future results, Bitcoin price could go as far as it goes up. In my view, a realistic peak price between now and the end of 2021 is the range of $150,000 to the $300,000 range. If you looked at the Forbes article released in November, where there was a leaked Citibank report, there was an analyst and a price prediction within there that price could be about $300,000 by the end of 2021. So using all of those different price predictions in place, I'm not a fortune teller, I'm not a financial analyst, so we can't predict what the actual price is going to be. But for the sake of argument, and for the sake of just for fun and for shits and giggles, let's play around with these price predictions that these people talked about. Personally, if you had a gun to my head, I'm gonna say 100,000 by the end of this bull run. Let's use this as the starting point. If you invest $1,400, which is the stimulus check, at today's price at the time of recording, which is at $55,400, Bitcoin, and Bitcoin reaches $100,000, you would make about $2,527. On the high end of what they were talking about, if Bitcoin reaches $300,000, you 3x and make about $7,581. Now let's play the Ethereum situation because it has a higher potential upside, not guaranteed. In Investor Place, they talked about the overall sentiment and how some people have talked about it ETH hitting about $5,000. If you look at a conversation that Mark Cuban and Raoul Pal, when they talk about DeFi, Raoul actually talked about the target for Ethereum hitting $20,000. So let's go with our realistic target first, or what the general consensus is, especially with different people I've talked to as well. $5,000 is a realistic target, and that's also what I believe Ethereum will be worth at the end of this bull run. Could I be wrong? Yes. That's just my assumption. I like to lowball it just to be more realistic about what could happen and to prepare for the worst. This is if Ethereum delivers on the promises of ETH 2.0 and solves the expensive gas issue, scaling, and everything else, and all the other issues that people are looking for ETH 2.0 to solve. ETH's current price right now is at $17.70 at the time of this recording. Investing stimulus check would net you about 0.79 ETH. If ETH goes to $5,000, it'll be worth, your stimulus check would then be worth $3,950. If ETH hits the moon target, the $20,000, then it could be a whopping $15,800. Again, this is just conjecture of what might happen. And here's what I would do briefly. I'm gonna do follow-up videos to this to go into the step-by-step details and the overall strategy and the implementation of what I'm gonna do. But at a high level, here's what I would do initially. If I was a beginner and I was completely new and I wasn't investing any more money, like nothing beyond the stimulus, the $1,400 stimulus check, I would just dollar cost average into Bitcoin and into Ethereum 50-50. Probably do that over the next 14 days. Every day, $100, I just invest in Bitcoin and Ethereum and do that on some platform like Voyager. If you want $25 in free Bitcoin, use my link in the description below and referral code, you'll get $25 in free Bitcoin as well. But that's what I would do. Keep it simple. If I were planning to invest more than the $1,400 and potentially max out over that and want to protect myself against tax if I was in the US, I would open up a crypto IRA. And this is for me not wanting to touch the gains for a while. Me wanting to invest long term to be able to not get taxed. I live in California, so I have one of the highest income tax rates. Plus, you have to pay capital gains tax if you sell under a year. Depending on when that is, you're gonna lose a lot of money. I'm not a tax expert, I'm not an accountant, but what I would do if I had the stimulus check and I was investing for the long term, not wanting to take out the gains and not wanting to get taxed, what I would do was I would open up a crypto IRA. And even though crypto IRAs do have a monthly fee, if you're gonna max out the Roth crypto IRA up to the maximum amount, and the gains that you're going to be gaining during the bull market will compensate for those monthly fees and also the taxes that you're saving. Potentially, it's going to depend on your entries. It's going to depend on a lot of variety of factors, how much you're investing, when you're investing. But based on your beliefs of Bitcoin or Ethereum in the long term, crypto IRA is going to save you potentially a lot of money. Again, do your own research, but that's my own opinion for my situation. That's what I would do if I were a beginner. And then just spread it across that between Bitcoin and Ethereum. The more advanced degen, quick money grab, high risk play is I would look for the upcoming IDOs or upcoming public releases of highly talked about, discussed, anticipated coins, split it between two big projects. Look at my entries and then get in. There's a lot of ways you can get massively wrecked. This is not for beginners. You have to do your own research. You have to be very careful with this strategy, and I only recommend it for people who have been trading on Uniswap and decentralized exchanges and know what they're looking for, because there's so many people that get scammed in this area. It's highly risky. I'm gonna go into the exact details for both strategies in upcoming videos, but at a high level, but that's what I would do with this upcoming stimulus check. And if I were to invest it into cryptocurrency, again, I'm not telling you what to do. I'm not a financial advisor. I'm not a tax advisor. This is just my own opinion and what I will do with my girlfriend's stimulus check. More videos to come going into the details of this. If you like the video, subscribe to the channel to get more up-to-date news and analysis within the crypto space. Cheers. Talk soon. Take care.